All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about procrastination. That thing that gets in the way of pretty much everything we want to accomplish. We're going to do it by breaking down this legendary system from Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. It's basically the ultimate cure.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You're just swamped. You've got work, personal stuff, a million emails, all these projects piling up. And you work your tail off all day, only to look at your to-do list and somehow it's even longer? It's just exhausting. It feels like you're trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon.
So here's the first big secret, and honestly, it's a little bit of a shocker. The goal? It's not to get caught up. In fact, you're never, ever going to be caught up. There will always be more to do. New tasks, new responsibilities, they just keep coming, like waves hitting the shore. And you know what? The minute you just accept that, that's when things start to change.
Okay, so if we're never going to be caught up, then what's the point of any of this? Well, that's where we get to the core idea. We have to completely shift our thinking and let go of this myth that we can get everything done.
And this right here is the absolute key. True productivity, real success, it's not about doing more stuff. It's not about checking off 100 things on your list. It's about getting the right things done. It's about being able to look at everything and pick out that one single most important thing and then just doing it. It's a game of priority, not quantity.
So, how do you find that one all-important task? Well, Brian Tracy has a pretty unforgettable name for it. Let's talk about your frog. The whole idea, the whole philosophy, comes from this great quote that people say is from Mark Twain. It's really simple. If you have to do something awful, just get it over with first thing in the morning. After that, hey, the rest of the day is going to feel easy.
So what exactly is your frog? Well, it's that one big, important task. You know the one you know you should be doing, but you just keep putting it off. Why? Because it's hard. It's complicated, maybe a little intimidating. It's that thing that could have the biggest positive impact on your life, but it's also the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. That's your frog.
Okay, so this whole system really boils down to two simple rules. Rule number one is all about priority. If you have two frogs, two really important things you have to do, you eat the ugliest one first. That means you tackle the biggest, hardest, most important task first. You have to fight that urge to do the easy thing just to get a quick win. And rule number two, it's all about taking action. Look, if you have to eat a live frog, it does you no good to just sit there and stare at it for a long time, right? You just have to do it. The key is to build the habit of just jumping on your most important task first thing in the morning. No overthinking, no procrastinating, just go.
Okay, that sounds great in theory. But what about on a real Monday morning, when you've got like 50 things all screaming for your attention? How in the world do you figure out which one is the actual frog? Let's get into some tools to help you find it.
First up, we've got the 80-20 rule. You've probably heard of it as the Pareto principle. The idea is that 20% of what you do is going to produce 80% of your results. And guess where your frogs live? Yep, right in that top 20%.
And this is where the real mindset shift happens. See, most of us spend our time on the trivial many, that 80% of tasks that don't really move the needle. We feel busy, but we're not effective. The trick is to fight that natural urge and force yourself to focus on the vital few. That high-impact 20% is where the magic happens.
All right, so once you have a general idea of your high-impact activities, you need a way to organize your day. And for that, there's a simple but super powerful tool called the ABCDE method.
It's really easy. You just take your to-do list and put a letter next to everything. A tasks are your must-dos. These are your frogs. They have serious consequences if you don't do them. B tasks are your should-dos, kind of like tadpoles. And here's the golden rule. You never do a B task when there's still an A task left undone. C is for nice to do, D is for delegate, and E is for eliminate. Just get rid of it. That task you label A1, that's your ugliest frog for the day.
Okay, so finding your frog, that's half the battle. Now for the other half, actually eating it. Let's talk about how to tackle these giant, intimidating tasks without just shutting down.
First things first, you have to stop multitasking. Seriously, it's a myth. You feel like you're getting more done, but what's really happening is you're just rapidly switching your focus, and that burns up your mental energy and leads to more mistakes. The real secret is what he calls single handling. You pick one thing, your frog, and you stay on it, and only it, until it's 100% done. It's amazing, but this kind of deep focus can actually cut the time it takes to finish something in half.
But what about those truly massive tasks? The ones that are so big you don't even know where to start. That's when overwhelm kicks in and you just freeze. Well, there's a great analogy for this. Think about crossing a huge desert. You can't see the other side. But if someone put an oil barrel every few miles, all you have to do is focus on getting to the next barrel. That's it. You tackle life's biggest projects the exact same way. Just figure out the very next step and do that.
And here are a couple of cool little mind tricks to get you started. There's the salami slice method. Just decide you're going to do one tiny slice of the task. Or you can try the Swiss cheese method. Just poke a hole in the task by working on it for, say, 5 or 10 minutes. That's all. A lot of the time, just starting is the hardest part. Once you get going, momentum takes over.
And here's where it gets really good. Because this isn't just about gritting your teeth and forcing yourself to do stuff you hate. There's actually a powerful built-in reward system that you can tap into. See, every single time you finish a task, especially a big, important one, your brain gives you a little hit of endorphins. It's like a natural high. It makes you feel energized, confident, like a winner. It's your brain's own reward for a job well done. And you can totally use this to your advantage.
In fact, you can actually become positively addicted to this feeling. Your brain starts to crave that endorphin rush, that feeling of accomplishment. So you start to naturally structure your life around starting and finishing important things. Your frog becomes the trigger, doing the work is the routine, and that amazing feeling you get is the reward that locks the whole habit in.
And what this does is it creates this incredible positive feedback loop. The more you accomplish, the more energy and motivation you have to, accomplish even more. You build this unstoppable momentum. And before you know it, you're a high performer, not because you have superhuman willpower, but because you've literally become addicted to the feeling of success. So that's really the heart of Eat That Frog. It's not complicated. It's just about getting super clear on your priorities and then having a single-minded focus on the one thing that truly matters. Which really just leaves one question for you. What's the ugliest frog on your plate right now? Whatever it is, it's time to eat it.